Hey everybody out there in Hot Rod Land, it's Phil coming to you once again from Carcraft Classics. Today we're showing off this gorgeous first generation Chevy C10 pickup truck. But before we get to that, for any of you watching one of my videos for the first time, this is Carcraft Classics. We're located here at 321 Canton Road in Cumming, Georgia. We're about a half hour due north of Atlanta, maybe 40 minutes from the airport. Phone number for the shop is 470-239-4977. My name is Phil. I'm the owner here. My cell number is 770-317-1415. Email for the shop is carcraftclassics@gmail.com. And please be sure to visit us on the web at carcraftclassics.com. If you're into classic cars and classic trucks, and we also sell wheel and tire packages for the old cars and trucks, neon signs for your man cave, other cool novelty items as well, be sure to, like I said, visit us on the web and follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. If you want to be reminded, when we put out a new video for an old car or truck, give us a, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Helps with small businesses like mine to get recognition on the internet. And it looks like so far we're doing a pretty good job of it, thanks to you guys and gals out there. All right, so this is a 1966 model. Gorgeous, frame-off restored Chevy C10 first gen. Last year of the first gen, by the way. It ran from 60 to 66. In 67, as most of you know, they changed the body style. But so this was the last year of the first gen. And of course, this is the holy grail, the regular cab, fleet side, short bed pickup. We decoded the VIN on this truck, and it basically decoded to a two-wheel drive, as we thought. Two-wheel drive, short bed pickup that was assembled right here in Atlanta. And it was born with a V8. We'll tell you more about that engine here in just a moment, but it was a V8 truck from the factory, and it's got this rare feature on the transmission. It is a 3-speed manual transmission, shift on the column, just like it came from the factory. And it has an overdrive kind of gear, I guess you'd call it. For second and third gear, you pull this knob. I'll show you when we get on the inside of the truck. That'll drop your RPMs just slightly. It was the early beginnings of overdrive. But this truck has some really neat things. Like I said, it is a factory regular cab, short bed, fleet side pickup, which is the most desirable body. You guys and gals out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but seems to be the one you're always asking me about. And like I said, it was frame off restored, completely stripped down. All rust was eliminated. Some sheet metal was replaced, but most was repaired. So what you're left with is this pin straight, beautiful exterior body. The undercarriage was also detailed. We'll show you that. As you've heard me say on other videos, I'm too old to get down on the ground and crawl around and show you with the video, but I will get it up in the air. And once we list this truck today or tomorrow on the website, there'll be 65 to 70 pictures of the exterior, the interior, the undercarriage, without shadows, which we're going to get today, of course, on a sunny day with the video. But we'll make sure to put her at such angles that you can see everything really clearly in the still shots. And if you have any questions, like I said, my number is 770-317-1415. You can call or text, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. All right. So again, she's been frame off restored. I have pictures documenting the build that I'll show you here in a minute. And it did come from the factory in this color. Ermine white over saddle metallic. And we also have a little bit of touch-up paint. Not that she needs it. Well, actually, there is a spot inside the bed where it peeled. So I'll show you that also here in just a minute. But just completely straight. You see the doors line up great. Rockers line up great. Gorgeous, gorgeous truck. All the molding was either replaced or restored. Rear bumper's mint condition, chrome. Front, I wouldn't call it mint. It looks like it's an original bumper. I'll show you that here in a moment. All the headlights, tail lights, all the bezels have been replaced. They put a wood bed kit in the floor of the bed when they restored the truck. As you can see, it's in perfect condition with the stainless slats. Got a spare tire over there. Inner wheel tubs here in perfect condition. Those actually appear to be new as well. Again, sorry about the shadows, but there was some cracking in the paint. None of these cars or trucks are perfect, but you see that spot right there, which while it doesn't look great that the paint cracked off, it shows you underneath there is absolutely no rust. You can see that's clean metal. Maybe there was a spot that, that spot wasn't prepped well. I'm not really sure, but I want to let you guys and gals out there, especially those interested in buying the truck, I want to let you know about the positives and the negatives. And this truck doesn't have many negatives, but that's one for sure. So that's the bed. She's gorgeous. Again, ermine white over saddle metallic. Pin straight. When they restored this truck, as you can see, it's no resto mod. This was restored with a focus on, keeping it original, keeping the look, keeping the original charm. As you can see, she still sits at stock height. It hasn't been slammed on the ground like some of our trucks. And I'm just in love. You just don't see many of these anymore. You want a first gen C10, usually they're lowered, the frame's been cut. They were a long bed before, they weren't original short bed. They all come with stories, and there's nothing wrong with those. I like those trucks as well. This is just a different animal. This truck is more of an original restoration. You can even see, got these Iron Man touring tires with the skinny white walls. Those are 225/70/15s all the way around, with the cool original steel wheels, painted color matched in that saddle metallic, with the trim ring and that legendary center cap, Chevrolet center cap. So anybody looking for a truck for their collection, this is a great one. I'm not saying this can't be driven, it certainly can. But it's not an LS swapped fancy new build. Again, more of an original build. Paid close attention to all the little details, even when they redid the wiring and stuff, as you'll see in a moment under the hood. They went with original wiring harness style. Let's see, get out of the shadow there. All the trim, all the badging has been replaced during the restoration and looks fabulous. All the glass was also replaced. All brand new glass. I was told this is a one family owned, although I have no documentation of it. I was told it was a one family owned truck forever, and that it has 35,000 original miles. Unfortunately, I had no documentation, as I mentioned, but that's the story I got, so I'm passing it on to all of you. Let's see, a little spot down here. Okay, so here we are in the engine bay. What do we have here? A green engine in a Chevy. Who ever heard of such a thing? Well, believe it or not, that's a factory color. Again, this truck was assembled right here at the Atlanta plant back in '65, I presume. And green was a color option they had for the engines back then. I think it was only for the V8s. There's that wiring I was telling you about. And she was born with a 283. But let me tell you a little secret. When they were doing the restoration, they replaced the block. So what you have here is a 350 block with the 280, the original 283 valve covers, intake manifold, 2-barrel carburetor, it's hiding under there, see it. That 2-barrel carb is hiding under there. So what you have is an upgraded block, give you a bit more power, but with the accessories from the original 283 motor that came in the truck. So is it numbers matching? No, it's not. It's partially numbers matching. But they did a fabulous clean job in here. Just gorgeous. That firewall nice and clean. Inner fenders look to be a brand new. Got an updated battery with a nice little quick disconnect. If I have any advice for you classic car owners out there, disconnect the negative terminal on your battery when you leave it in your garage, because they almost all have a power draw, a radio or something that's hooked up even when the key is off, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to mess around with a dead battery or any potential for fire. So again, they upgraded the engine just a bit there, but you see the factory exhaust manifolds, those bullhorn, I think they're called bullhorn or ram horn exhaust manifolds. The exhaust is all brand new all the way out the back. It's 2-into-1. All hoses and lines have been replaced under here. It has heat but no air, just like it came from the factory. The underside of the hood looks great. Looks like possibly a brand new radiator and new shroud. You can see that there. Obviously a new alternator. Some new belts. Looks like a new fuel pump down there. So they replaced, just like on the body, they replaced what needed to be replaced and kept the original parts where they could. This truck came from the factory with manual brakes all the way around, drum brakes, and manual steering. But she goes down the road pretty good for an old 66. And again, they're only original once, so certainly it's a nice candidate for, you know, to be left just the way it is, or to be a builder. It's nice to know when you're building a truck of this era that you have a completely rust-free body to start with. And as I mentioned before, as they built this truck and went through the restoration process, they eliminated all the rust and repaired what metal they could, and if they couldn't, like on the rockers, they replaced them with brand new inner and outer rockers, new fenders, new cab corners. She's sweet. She is ready to be built or enjoyed just as is. It would break my heart to see this thing, you know, ripped apart and have an LS motor put in it, 20-inch wheels and lowered suspension, but it sure as heck would look great. As I mentioned, they detailed the undercarriage. Got basically factory stock exhaust. You can see the frame there, completely rust-free. Super clean truck. Super clean truck. So again, she's got factory, you know, stock exhaust. Got coil springs all around. Shocks are new. Manual brakes front and rear, manual steering. Those little skinny white walls, you don't even need power steering. As I mentioned, the front bumper has a little bit of age to it. It's like it's not quite as perfect as the back one, but still fits the truck well. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. First gen C10. So again, we've got a 350 block, got a 3-speed manual column shift transmission with overdrive, manual brakes, manual steering, full resto. Gorgeous. Love that they didn't forget to paint the Chevrolet letters on the tailgate. New headlights, new tail lights. She is gorgeous. Look at that trim. All new trim. Body side molding anyway. Badging restored. Matching those cool center caps. And the saddle metallic, while it has some flaws here and there as I showed you before, overall it looks really, really good. Really, really nice. and the ermine white goes with it perfectly. Door handles, inside and out, new. And the dreaded vent windows, even those have been done. Restored, all new rubber. Save you a lot of headache. Those are a real pain in the you-know-what to do. Got the built-in visor in 66. Absolutely love it. Wrap-around windshield. New rubber gasket. She is gorgeous. I love this body style. It's not for everyone, but I love the first gen look. Probably my favorite truck. Maybe the 57 might edge it out, but I certainly wouldn't be complaining if this was in my garage. All the lights work, all the gauges work, the heat works. She really mechanically has been gone through so well, it doesn't need anything. Pin straight body, as I mentioned. All right, let's take a look inside. So the saddle color, that metallic, was continued inside the truck. There's those new rockers. Although it looks a shade lighter, it is a metallic color. Got your new little sill plates there. This truck, I don't believe, came with carpet, so it's got the rubber mat in it. Heater's even got the proper stickers on it. This is cool. Dash is in perfect condition. She sure is pretty. All right, let's see. Take a look at these doors here. Again, I know the sun is shining pretty strong. The video may not be as clear as I'd like, but we will roll it inside and get some still shots of every angle of this truck for you. It's got a brown bench seat in it. Fuel tank is still behind the seat. And the seat's been restored. Look at that. Sending unit and such on the tank. Every inch of this truck has been touched and either restored or replaced if it was beyond restoration. Just gorgeous. Really classy, elegant truck. Doors close well. You can tell the paint and body guys did a good job on this one, lining everything. 1966 Chevrolet C10. Two-wheel drive, original, regular cab, short bed, fleet side pickup. Built at the Atlanta plant. Sure is pretty. Not making these anymore. And it starts and runs excellent. I've moved it around the shop a little bit. We've of course detailed the truck, and every time you turn that key, it starts on the first turn. Here's your little VIN tag. Door jambs have been painted as well. Been some miles put on the truck since the restoration's done, but it doesn't look like many. There's that bench seat again. It's in a darker brown with a factory style material. It's got this leather panel going across the top of the back of the seat. Give it a little style. At the correct factory steering wheel. And all of these gauges are in working order. You see that it's a lot of these dashes, for some reason, we've got the first generation C10s in there. These knobs are always missing, but not on this truck. They really paid close attention to detail, while they were restoring this truck. And it shows. See the handbrake there for the emergency brake, and that is in working order. Thank goodness, of course, because it is a manual transmission. We don't want it rolling down the street. All your dummy lights are working. Speedo's working. Fuel gauge is working. It's got one of these retro sound stereos in it, and if you don't know about those, they're made in the two-knob style, so they fit in the factory holes. You don't have to cut your dash. So they look old, but they've got new functionality. So Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all that good stuff you'll be able to use on this with this stereo. Glove box door has been restored as well. There's your AC down there, a little vent. That's all you get. She is pretty. And again, lots of paying attention to detail. Trying to keep that 1966 look and charm. See, it's not no rat's nest of wires or anything like that down there. Everything's really been cleaned up. And when I show you the photos of the restoration, you'll see why, because they did take this thing apart. All right, let's see. I'm going to start this thing without patting the pedal. Let's see if it starts. Boom. What'd I tell you? There's your cold dummy light for your temperature. Generator light does work. So I'll show you here in a moment. When we shut it off, it always pops on. And there's your fuel gauge waking up. Just a good old factory sound of a V8 engine and a classic C10. Again, it's new exhaust, 2-in-1. Doesn't have a real aggressive sound, but it's not supposed to. Love the wood kit, floor in the bed. Looks excellent. See all new hardware under there. See bolts to the frame. Cycle control arms and stuff. Gorgeous. No funny noises coming out of the engine bay. Like I said, of all the cars and trucks that I have at the moment, she might start up the best. Just gorgeous. And nice that it's turnkey. It needs nothing. You can take it to the show tomorrow or drive it to your favorite fishing spot, park it and drool over it. Here's your generator light, which tends to stay on for an extra minute or so and then pop off. But yeah, she'd be great on a quiet Sunday morning. Throw your fishing pole in the back, take her down to your spot, just hang out and enjoy. It might draw a crowd though, I want to warn you. It's going to be tough to get out of the gas station with this sweet old girl. Paint looks nice, but as I mentioned earlier, it's not perfect. It's got flaws here and there. Nothing really to speak of except for that spot in the bed where it actually cracked, bubbled up. But again, as I said, underneath you can see that the metal's been prepped perfectly. I'm sorry, it's not rusty, but maybe there was a little issue with the prep job and the paint lifted a little bit. Not a huge deal. And we're certainly not asking $1 million for this truck, so if you ever wanted to repair that and paint the inside of there, we should leave you more than enough money with the price of this truck. to get that fixed. All right, so let's take a peek at some of the stuff that comes with the truck. It's not a whole bunch of stuff, but it is stuff nonetheless. So that is some touch-up paint in the saddle, metallic, that gold color, the exterior and the interior. This is a cool old factory brochure for the first gen C10s. This will come with it as well. And then of course we've got the owner's guide for that truck. And here we go, some information about the truck and those photos I mentioned. You can see here that the truck was completely pulled apart. There's the firewall. You can see, taken apart. Strip down those rockers inside of the cab. See the doors taken off in the background. All right. So yeah, it's nice to have photos documenting the build. Here's your doors. Let's see what else we got. Cab. Again, the engine bay. Ram horn exhaust manifolds. There's the dash, and that's nice that they address that where the windshield channel is, because that can really be a problem spot. Okay, here's some information that came with the truck. 66, frame off, complete rebuild of all mechanicals. Original 283 truck. It's got that rare overdrive trans, and I forgot to show you that. I'll have to go back and show you. Said to be a 32,000 original mile, one family owned. And they were asking $42,900. We are asking $35,900. So look at that, I already gave you a discount. Let's make sure that I didn't forget anything. I got my window sticker I recently created for the truck. I'm just going to run down all the features I've got on here to make sure I didn't miss anything. Rebuilt 5.7, original intake manifold, told you guys about the 3-speed transmission, 12-bolt heavy-duty rear end. Oh yeah, it's got a 12-bolt underneath it. And you'll see that in the still shots that I'll put on the website here. Got the rebuilt manual drum brakes, new radiator and fan shroud, the ram horn style exhaust, wiring harness, manual steering, fresh battery. I think I touched it all. Let's see, those 15-inch wheels, center caps we talked about, headlights, taillights, gauges in working order, e-brake in working order. Yeah, I think I got it all. All right, so again, the asking price on the vehicle is $35,900. We can help with financing if you need it. We work with Collector Car Lending, and they're real good, well versed at financing the old cars and trucks. So you won't run into problems like you would at your local bank. They'll have you approved within an hour. Just give me a holler. Also shipping. If you need us to ship the car to anywhere in the lower 48 states, we can do it. Enclosed or open trailer, which of course is a little less expensive. And customization. Again, it'd break my heart if you had me slam this thing on the ground and put wheels and tires on it, but we can do it if that's what you want. Just let me know. Now, let me show you something. This little overdrive button or pull handle is what I was talking about. You can use that while driving in second or third gear to just lower the RPMs just a little bit. Again, it's not some fancy overdrive transmission like what you see today. It's kind of the beginning of overdrive through General Motors. But it is rare, just like the green paint on the engine. You don't see that overdrive 3-speed transmission very often. So we're excited to have it. We're historians and love to learn more and more about these trucks. The more the better. So again, asking price $35,900. Give me a holler if you want to make an offer. We do accept trades, but you got to be close by where we can see the trade. Again, we're located in Cumming, Georgia, about a half hour north of Atlanta. My number, if you have any questions, you'd like to make an offer or schedule a test drive. Again, my number is 770-317-1415. Again, my name is Phil. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a wonderful day. Be safe out there. God bless America.